Hello everyone, myself Diksha Shandere from Biotechnica, and here today we'll discuss about the top career opportunities after doing your BTech in Biotechnology. So let's get tuned and let's start the video. So first of all, before starting the video, you should understand about the career plan. So how you should do your career planning, that is more important. So when you proceed to your career, when you proceed to achieve your career after doing a degree, let's say after doing a BTech or after doing a master's, after doing a PhD, you should have a clarity of thought in your mind what exactly you have to pursue and what are the what are the efforts that you have to put in so that you can get the degree achieved, so that you can get the career goal achieved. So it's not about achieving the career, it's about the process what takes you there. So the career planning, you should effortlessly understand that what exactly you can do with the career planning, so that you can understand, so that you can find the values that are related to your BTech degree. So basically you have to, first thing is you have to know your values. So knowing your values will help you in sticking to your designation, in sticking to your determination for the degree, for the qualification that you have and the career choice that you are going to have in future. So you should know about the values, you should learn about yourself, and that is important to know, to keep track of your planning, to keep track of your pros and cons. It's important for you to know about yourself, to learn about yourself, that what exactly is good in you and what is the loophole in you. The next thing is you should identify your skills. Basically that identifying your skill will tell you that how you have to achieve your career. If you have one skill that other people are not good into, you will certainly master that, and you will help, it will help you in achieving that point of career other than the competition, those competitors that are present, let's say. So if you have that known values, if you have the skills, it will be easier for you to grab that opportunity even compared to your competitors. So it's very important to identify your own skills, and then it is important to search for research career options. So you should search for the research career options, the options that are available, the option that is suitable for you, and you should take it seriously as well as passionately. So you should build a research career option, and then you should link your major and your career. So that means you should link your skills, you should link your accomplishment, you should link your qualification with the career choice that you have chosen for your life. So it's very important to balance these things. It's very important to be through the cycle so as to understand your perspective for the career that you have chosen. If you have done your BTech in biotechnology, there are a lot of career options that is available, but that should suit your profile, that should suit your skills. So there are a lot of diversion. So you have to choose the one path that you can take in your life. You should not get distracted. So that is the importance of the career planning. So your career planning will help you in deciding the stand the place where you will be after 10-20 years. So it's very important for a suitable career planning. We'll come across the jobs, the best jobs that are available after doing your BTech in biotechnology. So the first job that is available is for bioprocess engineer. So let's say if you have done bioprocess engineering, if you have done, let's say if you have a qualification regarding downstream processing, you can surely go to become a bioprocess engineer, where your work will be to improve and assess the product manufacturing in the pharma companies as well as the companies that are the setups that are available, be it a pharma sector, agriculture background or any. So you can go there and you can be a bioprocess engineer, where you are assisting in the product manufacturing. Then you can test to ensure the quality of production. So downstream processing, the use of various techniques for the purity of a compound, to test for the purity of the product. It's necessary for you. If you are a bioprocess engineer, you have to ensure the quality of production. Then you have to be in contact with the regulation of the fermentation unit. So you should be in contact with the fermentation unit. These are the ideal job responsibility that is of a bioprocess engineer. And then you have to explain the scientific aspect to the customers as well as the investors. So those customers and investors that are tied up with the company, the setup where you are working, and you have to basically collab with them, and you have to take them, explain them about the aspect to the customers as well as the investors. So these are the work profile of a bioprocess engineer. So as to become a bioprocess engineer, you should have a BTech degree, you should do internships in company, you should have wet lab experience, you should have technical experience, you should learn wet lab techniques. And if you are searching for any job opportunities, mostly the bioprocess engineer will have a mass recruitment, so you can go and attend walk-in interview. That will higher your chances of getting accepted in a job profile. So these were about the bioprocess engineer. The next thing you can become is, you can become a microbiologist. So since you have done your BTech in biotechnology, you have been exposed to subject that is microbiology. So microbiology will teach you regarding the various aspects of microbes and how they work and collab with the industries. So you have to basically do the growth and maintenance of the strains of microbe that are being yielded, that are being produced, that are being cultivated in the industries, and then you have to derive pure cultures also, pure strains of bacteria which is yielding many useful product, industrial products. So industrial fermentation as well as microbial fermentation, the industrial microbiology is a part of the work profile that you will be doing after being a microbiologist. Then you can do quality control and analysis. You can work in a collaboration with a company, you can work with a setup, you can work in a research center, you can analyze, you can work as a quality control analyst, you can modify and grow the strains for a better productivity, you can do cloning, and you can restriction digestion, you can manipulate the genome, and you can grow this strain for better productivity. And then the last thing is that you can do antimicrobial testing, you can do laboratory testing regarding the antimicrobial, regarding the antibiotics, you can do testing, you can search for the efficacy, you can work in a research sector. So these are the work profile of a person who wants to become a microbiologist. It is a highly paid job and it requires your hands-on experience in the field of microbiology. The next one is you can become a R&D consultant. So if you have done a BTech, you have the mixture of science as well as technology, as well as you have a management skill also. So you can become a R&D consultant where your work would be to assay the development, for assay development. So if suppose that you're working somewhere where there is a kit based assay development, where there is a ELISA, suppose that ELISA assay, so they are using a kit to develop it. So you are responsible for those development. You can work in collab with the industry, the scientists that are there. So you can do assay development, you can do novel, you can test for novel testing methods. So new testing methods you can detect for Brucella toxin. So let's say you have a new toxin that has been, suppose SARS-CoV-2. So you can develop new testing method for the detection of the SARS-CoV-2, let's say. So then you can check for the purity of biological samples. So the samples that has been provided to you by the industry or by the customer, you can check for the purity of that biological samples. You can check the purity of, let's say, antibiotic or antibody. So you have to check for the purity, then or of a chemical associates, any chemical associate that is available. They are mostly involved in wet lab work, so you have to gain a wet lab experience. You should be very much enthusiastic about doing wet lab experience. So if you are enthusiastic about doing a wet lab experience and developing de novo strategies as well as assay, you can surely go to become a R&D consultant. The next one is technical expert or instrument engineer. Now coming to the analytical part. So if you are a BTech graduate and you are not interested in biology, you can go for interdisciplinary field where your work will be to develop instruments such as centrifugation, such as weighing machine, such as instruments that are relevant for testing and research in the field of biology. So if your analytical skills are good, if your mathematics is good, if your mechanical or other subjects are the part of the subject that you have been opted as a elective in your BTech biotechnology, if those subjects are good and you are more dedicated towards the instrumentation of the physics part rather than the biology part, you can go and become instrumentation engineer, where your work will be to play a vital role in the developing of new devices and tools that are available for research. Then you have to provide resources for performing experiments. That is again the resources such as centrifuge, such as for example pH meter. So then you have to redesign the existing biological instrument for better performance. So let's say some calibration issues happening, so some technical issues happening, there is no much productivity, there is some error that is always happening during the experiment if you're using that instrument. So you have to redesign it and you have to see better performance. You have to redesign it so that it can perform better, and then you can design and calibrate the instruments too. So you have to calibrate this standardized instrument, you have to calibrate them, and you have to search for the efficacy. So these are the work profile of an instrumentation engineer, and for that you should have a good analytical knowledge. You should have basics about the electronics as well as mechanics. Again, you have to work in an interdisciplinary field, so your work will be a bit away from biology, but you should know about the basics also. Then you should have an innovative mind. So innovation doesn't mean that it should be here only. Innovation should be everywhere, but your mind should be more devoted towards the analytical part rather than the biological part. So this is, if you have that mind, if you are not that much interested in doing biology or research, you can go for becoming a technical expert or an instrumentation engineer. The next thing is you can become a medical writer. If you have a good content creation ability, if you are good in grammar, you have a good English fluency, you have a good English, especially written skills, you can go for certain scientific writing where you have to collab with the editorial board of the industries or the journals, where you will be asked to write modify the paper and write the paper. You have to assist those like researchers who are publishing a paper, so you have to write a paper. So this is scientific writing. So you can work with a research company, you can work with a pharmaceutical company, you can work with any journal tie-up. So your work will be for writing research papers and reviewing the articles, as well as to edit the mistakes and the errors. So your work would be to edit those mistakes, to edit those errors if there is a previous paper that has been published. So this would be the work, and then you can associate with a research or a pharma sector. So you can work as a freelancer also. You can work or in association with a research or a pharma sector. So these content creation, medical writing, scientific writing will boost your writing skills in the field of scientific communication, and you will learn a lot. So if you are a little bit nerd and you are enthusiastic about scientific knowledge as well as English language, you can go for becoming a medical writer. The next one is you can become a researcher, definitely. So you can either go for a PhD program in India abroad. If you have to do a PhD, you can directly go for a PhD, or you can do a MS research by any of the IITs or a research institution. So if you are BTech, you can directly go for a PhD also, MS research also. But I will prefer for you to go for research then PhD, because it is adding your CV. And you can get an MTech degree in a relevant specialization. So if you don't want to go for, let's say, PhD, you can do an MTech and you can join a company in the research sector. So if you have a BTech, don't try to go for PhD directly. It is allowed, but you have to gain skills, because later that your skills which you are gaining right now will benefit you later. So if you're becoming a researcher, it's better for you to do a PhD. Before doing a PhD, do a master's, be it MS by research or get an MTech degree. So it's important for you. So you can become a researcher, and being a researcher means that you have to explore the scientific world. You have to contribute to the novel research that is being happening. You have to grab a postdoc abroad. If you have done a PhD and you are thinking of doing a postdoc, you can go for a postdoc abroad. And then you can publish your valuable work and gain recognition. So these are the benefits of being a researcher. If you want to be a researcher, the journey is a bit long, but you will get benefit in the end. Now the next one is you can be a computational biologist. So the curriculum of the BTech degree will have bioinformatics, computational biology, as well as mathematical modeling. So you can become a computational biology based on the knowledge that you have gained, or if you have a little bit interest in becoming a data scientist or becoming a IT engineer, so you can develop new softwares and websites for the computational studies that are relevant in the field of biology. Then you can deal with the structural biology as well as their applications. Also, you can go for interpretations of statistical data for deriving biological conclusions. So you will have a data, let's say. So if you're having a bundle of data, you can interpret those data and you can derive a logical solution about the control and the test sample. So you will be given assigned work like that also. So if you are becoming a computational biology, your IT skills, your biological skills, plus your statistical analysis as well as data interpretation skills should also be good. So if you have these things, in a better words, you are interested in these domains, then you can go and become a computational biologist. Then the last and the final one, you can become an educator. So you can become an educator anywhere if you are passionate about teaching, if you are passionate about your subject. So nobody is there, nobody can stop you. Even if you can become a freelancer, you can, teach. So teaching, when it comes to teaching, it requires your passion and dedication to teach and to explain, to teach and to, create a different world by your knowledge. So that is a basic meaning of being an educator. So if you want to become an educator, so your work will be to educate the students that are willing to do BTech. You can either go for teaching the students who are appearing for ITJE or appearing for examinations that are related to BTech in biotechnology. You can assist those students. Then you can teach in a college and university. That option is always open. If you qualify for any CSIR examination after doing your BTech in biotechnology, you can directly go for qualifying. So if you qualify, you can teach in a college or university. Then you can become a lab technician also, where your work will be mostly wet lab based, where you have to assist the laboratory where you have been assigned being a lab technician. And also you can assist in core facilities such as mass spectrometry facility, such as FACS facility, such as confocal facility, such as electron microscopy facility. So these are the core facilities being set up in the pharma industries as well as in the like the companies or the research sector. So if you are a core technical expert, you can go to those core facility and you can devote your knowledge into these things. So these were the best best career goal that you can plan after doing your PhD, like BTech in biotechnology. So it depends on your need, it depends on your is what you want to do, what is your career profile, what career profile you want in future, what you want to become later in future. So having a career planning that I have discussed in the first slide is very important to come to a conclusion among 7 what exactly you want. So make sure you comment and you say that what exactly you want, and if I missed anything, just please do comment in the video in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this video.